I'm Danny Mando, and my co-chair is Lester Shapiro. I live outside of the Boston area, and I'm originally from the New York area as well. Lester's from the Philadelphia area, and so what we are the recruiting guys. We are looking to continue to grow our organization, recognizing that if we don't grow the organization, we're not going to have an organization. And we've been pretty successful so far over the last year and a half. We are FJMC. We are an international organization. We talked about that a little bit before. And we're a Jewish men's club. We're not, we are affiliated with the conservative movement, but we're really not a conservative Jewish men's club. We're a Jewish men's club. We're looking to join anyone that wants to join us, be they an individual, be they a club, and that's really the purpose of tonight, just to tell you a little bit about who we are. So what I'd like to do is introduce you to Alan Budman, who is our current president, and he'll give you a few words of welcome.
Well, I'll tell you, if you don't mind, Danny, instead of my speaking, I'd really like to hear from the three guys as to what they're looking for from us. How can we help you? What can we do for you? So I'm going to call on the three of you, if you don't mind. I'll call on Jason, if you don't mind, first. And if you can come a little closer to your, I had a little trouble hearing you because you were kind of away from the
Sure.
microphone, and you were echoing a lot.
Yeah.
What, do you have an existing club in your shul?
Actually, no, not yet. I attend some of the seminars through the Federation of Jewish Men's Club, and I was able to sign up as as an individual. So I'm looking for basically just to learn and to become involved in different clubs and be a part of the Federation of Jewish Men's Club. I go to my synagogue, and my rabbis showed me so many different doors that have opened in a positive way for me. The one she mentioned was the Federation. She thought I should get involved in it and become a member and then grow my own personal knowledge. I'm Jewish, but my family didn't really practice it. So now I'm becoming more and more involved in the religion and different aspects of it. So for me, the club is a way for me to learn more, to get more information, to pick people's brains, to become more involved.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Jason. We would be thrilled to have you as a member, and we welcome you with open arms. Thank you for that. Henry, I know you're with Addis, and I know that you know, of course, that Addis was a very important club for many, many years, but then a new rabbi came in and decided they didn't want to have a single gender, club, so that took care of us. But now that rabbi is out, and I understand that there was a group who was reforming the men's club. So how can we help you?
That's correct. Yeah. So we are. There's been the Addis men are we've had two interest group meetings so far. There's a lot of interest in a men's club. It hasn't been well marketed yet, but there's very clear demand. I would say it's based on like increasing spirituality, whatever that means for the access to spirituality, learning, etc. There's an interest in addressing men's health issues, especially the loneliness and camaraderie. And then the other issue, and I guess that's all part of and then the third issue was they want it to be social. There's a very strong Addis sisterhood club, and they were all perplexed. We're all still perplexed as to how did, why, what was this thing against men? So so there's a lot of interest, and I'm here because they're looking for help. We are looking for help on structure, organization, programming. How do we start one in the right on the right with the right feet, right step going forward, or however the expression goes, and come in with a lot of energy, because as you know, Addis is a very large congregation, probably like one in the DC area, and probably one of the most important conservative shuls on the East Coast for sure. And we really want to be a part of it. We really want to be a part of something bigger.
Well, that's great, Henry. We can offer assistance in every area you mentioned. We have people who are very experienced and are willing and able to help you. We have our executive director, Noam Raucher, on, who is available to you. various other people. Doug Segerman is on. He's going to speak about the 311 guys, which is just exactly what you just asked for. And other people, I'm sure, will also be willing and more than happy to help your group. Thank you. Jonathan, how can we help you? What's your
Well,
status?
what I'm looking for is ideas to interest men in getting together. In other words, programming. I was just mulling over the idea of having somebody that's technologically adept and having a little get together of those who know something more to give to those who know less in the way of technology with their computers and cell phones. And I think that would curry some interest. What does everyone else think about that?
What's the general age group of your shul?
Old and then older.
Okay. Are there any younger members?
Pardon?
Are there-
It's for the number of men in the men's club, I would say it's about 20, 25. Not that
Okay, I'm
many.
not just talking about the men's club itself, but the synagogue itself. Does the synagogue have younger members?
The synagogue, about 180 families.
Okay. So you have some, okay, because we have programming that we can assist you with literally at all ages. We have a specific department on attracting younger members. And I know a lot of our clubs, a lot of clubs out there need assistance in that regard. And we have a specific committee just for that alone. We can help with, we have so many programs. Well, the accusation we get a lot is there's too many programs. How can you possibly keep up with all this? You just got a chat I see from Bob Watts, who's that svelte individual in my screen. He's next to you with the Chicago background. And he is very close by. He's right in your neighborhood, so to speak. And we have many people, many of our members are right near you and can provide help to you. You mentioned about IT. Bob Watts is tremendous at that. He is literally the expert in that field. So he's the guy who can do that for you. So we're here to help you. That's it. I thank you very much for sharing all that, guys. And I'm gonna give the floor back to Danny.
Okay, thank you, Alan. So for the three of you guys, what we just want to give you a taste of what FJMC is all about, and what makes us, I think, unique and special. And one of the things that is unique and special is that we do a lot of training. And we actually have every year an event called Leadership Development Institute. We have it in suburban Baltimore, in Reisterstown, and we just had it a couple of months ago in January. And Eric Yegowel, who's on the call, was our chair. So I'm going to have Eric tell you a little bit about LDI.
Every year, well, let's talk about the Leadership Development Institute that Danny was talking about. This is a 3-day retreat that started many years ago. And the purpose of the retreat initially was to teach men leadership skills as they come up through the ranks of FJMC. And over time, it's become an incredible experience for men's clubs members to not only learn leadership skills, but probably more importantly, to develop bonds and friendships that really have been lasting a lifetime. And I know some of you talked about loneliness and things like that. And this is the cure. The leadership LDI is, as I said, a 3-day retreat. It's divided into 2 main sections. One is for the regional leaders. So any regional leader, president or executive vice president have their own track. And then there's an emerging leaders track that teaches leadership skills to people that are emerging, that have been identified by their region presidents. So at leadership, the leadership skills that are taught, are things like public speaking, which was one of the things I had a hard time with initially until I started coming to Men's Club. We also do succession planning, setting agendas, and these are just pictures from the most recent LDI that we had in January. And also, just as important is building lifelong relationships. There's really a sense of camaraderie and belonging and community in Men's Club. and you're just not part of the. You become a community of Jewish men from around the world. You become something greater than yourself, and you'll find meaning while being engaged in a community. All the while you're having fun. And these are just some pictures from the last one. It's really something this is by invitation only, unlike retreat or conventions where, anyone could sign up. This is something you have to be invited to. Generally, every regional president and vice president automatically is invited, and each region gets to choose 2 people, emerging leaders, to attend. And emerging leaders attend a conference at no cost to themselves. And usually a stipend for airline tickets is provided. There was one more leadership. And of course, the most important leadership skill is being first online at the cafeteria. And here's Blake Leonard. I don't think he's on the call, but getting his showing up for breakfast.
But isn't that his first and last time?
What's
Is it not the first and last time to be
What's
first
that?
in line?
First in line. So that's the leadership development. That's LDI. It's a great program. You really learn a lot, and it's you really develop your leadership skills, and you also really form strong bonds with the other guys that are there. And it's something, if you get invited to, I would strongly urge you to attend, because it really teaches you a lot, and you come away a better person, I think, and with great skills. And it's really just a lot of fun. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's pretty packed. You'll see that there's a lot of prayers, but there's a lot of alternative prayers too. So if you're not totally into, traditional services, there's a lot of different options for Shabbat. We have Shabbat options, and even including walks and talks. And it's just a great program. So, any questions, guys?
Yeah, so I guess how does it? So you bring up a good it's affiliated with the conservative movement, but at the same time it's open, which
Right.
how does it like is there a rabbi on the FJMC like leadership or board, or how
Our executive director, our
Oh.
executive director is Rabbi Rauscher,
Oh,
right?
okay.
But as far as these retreats, we do observe kashrut. We, everything, we have to be kosher. But we understand, in the conservative movement, there's a wide variation in observance, and we respect that. Some people are very much into the traditional services, and of course, we provide that. But some people are not into services at all, and we just cover the entire spectrum for this, as you can see. Henry, did I answer your question?
Yeah, I guess in general, that's like all the FJMC national level programs are like that too, right? Because you want to, while we're Jewish, it's also right. There's all the other elements of it too that are just as
Right.
important. Okay.
And you could do things that for your club. For instance, in our club, we'll go out to restaurants that are not kosher, but we won't order meat. It'll be dairy or parov. So I'm sure there's other synagogues that wouldn't be acceptable to, but here living in the Midwest, we have limited options as far as kosher restaurants. If you're living in Teaneck, New Jersey, it wouldn't be such an issue.
Right.
Any other questions?
Benny raised his hand.
Maybe I could also step in and just help answer.
Noam is the man that we were just talking about. He's our rabbi.
Right.
Hi, guys. I was just hoping maybe I could help answer Henry's question. FJMC always has its roots within the conservative movement. It came up there. It's, been a staple of the conservative movement for almost 100 years now. But the mentality is welcoming beyond that, right? That is to say, we want to be a resource, and we believe we already are, but we want to continue to be and expand as an opportunity to be a resource for all men who are part of the Jewish community. That being said, we want to make it a welcoming space too. So our regional and international events, they all have kosher food to them. On the local level, we allow the clubs to choose really which way they go in terms of how they make things work religiously in accordance with what works for their clubs, right? They have rabbis within their synagogues who set the tone for things halachically. And so whatever works in those local clubs works in those local clubs. But on a regional and international level, at the very baseline, we try to have kosher food part of our programming, but offer an expansive Shabbat experience, just like Eric said, for all different types of men who come from different pathways in Judaism.
Benny.
Yeah, so I would like to add to that what we do foremost as well is give everybody an opportunity to lead. So it's lay-led, so to speak. All the services is led by the participants. So the idea is that if you want to try something, then there is opportunity to do that. And especially at the LDI, there we give people an opportunity to do things for the first time. So there's the learning process in the same way when we do our services.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So one of the requirements of being an FJMC leader is your name has to be Alan. Our current president is Alan. Our immediate past president is Alan. So they differentiate the two. One has one L, one has two L's, and the one that has two L's has his hand up. So take it away, Alan, with two.
Thank you. One of the things that in convention 2021, when I was installed, we amended our bylaws to open ourselves to Jewish men's groups of all denominations, conservative, reconstructionist, or reform, or unaffiliated. And we have affiliated clubs in each of those regions, as well as individual members. And so it has become part of our DNA that irrespective of whether your congregation or club is affiliated with any movement, if you're Jewish, yes, you can join and be a part of. And we do have individuals. We will likely within the next 2 years have a regional president or more than one of regional president who is a member of Reform congregation. So it's not as if that we're excluding people, because we're looking for them to become part of the leadership of the organization.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that. So, so we talked to you about LDI, and that happens every year. And then my personal favorite is our convention. Our convention's every 2 years, and we're honored to have our upcoming convention in Chicago in a couple of months, first week of July, and our chair is on, and we'll just take you, Mark Givers will tell you a little bit about our convention.
All right, thank you, Danny. As Danny said, I'm chair of the upcoming convention. As you can tell by the background over my shoulder and a bunch of other people's shoulders, it's July 3rd through 6th. This coming July, when we started planning it, 2025 sounded very far away, and poof, it got here extremely fast. So the international convention goes back well, close to the beginning of the 100 years of the organization. And every other year we have it, and we rotate cities. So 2 years ago, it was in Philadelphia. 4 years ago, it would have been Chicago, but there's something called the pandemic kind of blocked that. Before that was Toronto, Miami, Boston, Philly, DC, Chicago, California. We've been kind of all over. So the location in downtown Chicago at the Sheraton Grand is a premier location. We invite men to come, to bring their spouses and their families. So far, over 60 of the attendees that have registered so far are bringing their spouses to attend the convention. We have programming for the spouses as well. So when the men are in sessions and learning, we have on-site and off-site programming for the women. mahjong for them in the evening, the bus tours, of some of the fun stuff to do in the Chicago area, things like that. If it's a dynamic experience. It's an opportunity to meet men and women from all over the United States and Canada and overseas. I believe we're still trying to get a couple of guys, or at least one or two guys coming in from Uganda this year. It's not set yet. We get working on visa issues and other things like that. But the point is, it's programming. We have some fantastic speakers. They're going to talk about things like loneliness. I believe one of the new guys mentioned that. The Rabbi Joel, I'll get his name in 1 second here. Feigelson, Joshua Feigelson, excuse me, will be talking that topic. We have another speaker, Rabbi Benny Lappe. She'll be talking about inclusion. Tammy Arnowitz will be talking about changes. As our organizations change, we need to learn how to deal with change and accept change and things like that. We have a member from the Muslim group coming and speaking to us, Ori Soltes. And we have some all kinds of fun things to do at the convention, as well as learning. We're going to interactive trivia. We're going to have a hypnotist. It's just a fun long weekend. It's a Thursday afternoon through Sunday lunchtime. And if you want more information about the convention, Danny can get you that information, or Lester Shapiro can get you that information. We'll reach out. They'll get you my name and my number. Reach out to me. I can answer any questions you come. And we have until the end of May to register for it. So that's convention that's coming up. I wish I had pictures like Eric Egerwell. I'm very jealous. I wasn't prepared to show pictures like that. But Eric, you blew me out. But I appreciate anybody that has any questions. Now's a good time.
Okay. One other really unique thing about our organization, we're really part of a greater whole. And that's what makes it so cool. Mark talked about convention and LDI we talked about. It's just really cool to meet men from all over, and you become friends with them. And you feel like you're really part of this like big organization that's just there to help. And it's such a dynamic group. We have very powerful leaders, Doug being one of them. And Doug leads a really special group, and I'm going to have him tell you about, called 311. So Doug, take it away.
Thank you, Danny, and thank you for all of everyone joining tonight. I think this is a wonderful opportunity to learn about what the FJMC has to offer in a variety of different areas, whether it be social, whether it be leadership, whether it be club involvement, whether it be Judaica or religious observance. It's a tremendous opportunity. So I appreciate that Danny and Lester have put this together to give the four gentlemen on this call the opportunity to learn more about the FJMC. One of the programs that I am involved in is called Club Consultants 311, and hopefully it's up on the screen that I have shared. This was an initiative developed, thought of by Alan Cahan during the time that he was international president. And the concept is to take experienced, and when I go down to the bottom of this webpage, which is on the FJMC's website, it lists about 10 gentlemen, and it's changed a little bit, but who have had experience not only as club presidents, but have had experience as regional officers and regional presidents. And what does that help bring? What that helps bring is to clubs who are struggling in a variety of areas. Is it programming that they're struggling with? There are certain clubs, for example, my club, does okay with its programs. We've been doing similar programs for probably the last 20 years, but you need to refresh those programs. So how do you refresh those programs to engage younger members? How do you create succession planning? There are a variety. How do you work with your synagogue leadership? Sometimes clubs struggle with that. So the idea was to have this group of experienced leaders available to clubs. Any club, anytime. It is one of the benefits that the FJMC provides to its members from just being a member club of the FJMC. There's no additional cost. There's no cost per time that you reach out to us. We are here to help. We are glad to help. The beauty also of having all of these various people with various backgrounds within the FJMC from various clubs and regions and parts of the country is, while I may not have an answer to a particular question or struggle that a club is having, I can guarantee you that one of the other gentlemen in this group, this Experience Club 311, will be able to help you. So what we encourage clubs to do is contact us directly, contact your regional president and see if they want to contact us. We're happy to have a call directly with a club president. We're happy to have a three-way call between the club president, the regional president, and Club 311 and talk through whatever problems that you have. In the next magazine issue that comes out of the FJMC's magazine, there is a letter from one of our most experienced and beloved Club 311 members, who is David Kravitz, regarding an interaction that he had with a club in, and I'm going to mispronounce this so Danny can help me, Glastonbury, Connecticut. No, I came close. All right. It's a new club. It's actually, I believe, it may be a Reform congregation. And he worked with them. They're a newer club, and he worked with them and now has created sort of this mentorship program with the club president. Can contact David anytime, discuss any issue. Is it leadership? Is it programming? Whatever it may be. But that connection, the check-in that David has with them on a regular basis, allows them to feel not only mainly that they are not alone, that they're not, if they struggle in any way, we are here to help. But the transition that I wanted to point out, and this is why the club in Connecticut is so important, is the FJMC recently decided, with the success that we have had with the Club 311, we want to get out to more clubs. And so what we have talked about is any new club that joins the FJMC will automatically be assigned one of these Club 311 consultants. Why is that? Because there are a variety of issues, and I believe that I heard and I apologize, I don't see his name, but from Addis Israel in Washington, you mentioned those issues, those concerns that a new club would have when joining the FJMC. How do we put together a club? How do we put together the leadership? What type of leadership documents do we need? What type of program are we going to do? What type of organization? What kind of structure? The consultants that we have gone through these issues, not only with their own club in the past, but with other clubs in the region when they were regional president. None of these issues are new to them. So the benefit of joining the FJMC is you will be assigned one of these club consultants who can help work with you and take you through problems that you may, growing problems, I'll call them, as you join the FJMC, help you work through those. Because ultimately, the goal is that you are the most successful club that you can be, and the most successful with your membership, and the most successful in really involving men in your organization. So that's what we're here to do, and we hope that everyone will reach out to us and connect with us on those opportunities.
That was great, Doug. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Truly.
Danny, can I make one more pitch?
Yeah, go ahead. You're on a roll, man.
Well, thank you. While I'm here, so behind me, unlike most of the gentlemen here who either have an FJMC or a Chicago background, or Aaron Altman who has apparently outer space, I have here the FJMC Foundation for Jewish Life. I just want to let you guys know what the foundation does. It is not only helps support it's an affiliated organization of the Federation of Jewish Men's Clubs, but what it does is it not only supports the FJMC, it supports the clubs. What we encourage is for clubs that want to try something new, something a little out of the box, something that's going to help with programming, something that's going to help with organization, structure, leadership, marketing, whatever it may be. If you have a concept and you think, well, but our club doesn't have $1,000 or $1,500 for this concept, what we encourage clubs to do is submit grant applications to the foundation, because we are looking for those ideas that we can take. And if they work in one club, they are more than likely going to work in 200 clubs. We want clubs to think outside the box, to grow and to come up with concepts. So part of the FJMC is submit your grant application, we'll review it, and we hope more clubs and new clubs as they join will seek those grants and come up with great programming ideas for themselves and for the FJMC. Now I'm done, Danny.
Yeah, and our most successful programs came from clubs. Our Yellow Candle program, which is our premier, one of our signature programs, it came from a club, and just grew and grew and grew. So, so I hope you did get a good taste of what we're all about. It's a great bunch of men. It just is. We're very open-minded. We want everyone to join us. We don't really care what your religious, and we talked a little bit about this, your personal religious affiliation is. We don't really, you do your own thing. And one of the nice things about convention is you do your own thing. One of the nice things in all our programs is to each his own, right? We're certainly not judgmental. We want you to join. We want you to join us. So Howard, we didn't get a chance in the beginning. The other three gentlemen who are on, what are you looking for from FJMC, Howard? What kind of questions do you have? What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I did sign up for the convention. I'm going to be the incoming president of the men's club for my temple, and the former president's going. Ken Matlick, who you had on the screen there, is our treasurer right now. He's outgoing, but they all are going. They recommend that I go to learn more about FJMC, so that's why I'm on the call. That's all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good news, right, Mark?
Howard, please find me when you're there. I'm Mark, the chairperson. I would like to meet you in person, give you a hearty handshake.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a laurel, but I'll definitely have a hearty handshake.
A laurel and is that a young Frankenstein?
No, but Blazing Saddles, but you're close. Yes, very good. Okay, very good. Yeah.
Oh, Blazing Saddles, right.
Right.
Yeah.
No, look, seriously, looking forward to meeting you. If you have any questions about the convention, if you've already registered, thank you. And if you have any questions about the programming or what to expect, call me, email me. These guys know how to find me if you can figure that out. Or convention, just email convention@fjmc.org. It'll come to me and I'll see it.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So the brains behind all this is Lester Shapiro. Hi, Lester.
Oh, you got the spotlight on me now. Very
You
nice.
are. So let's just say, Lester, that these four gentlemen want to actually affiliate with FJMC. What would they have to do?
Just reach out to myself and Danny, and we'll walk you through the process. It's an easy process, and we're here to help support you. Just basically putting an application in, giving us your roster, and then we'll be in touch with you about to finalize on that and welcome you into our organization. So it's very, very easy, and we're all here to welcome you into our family and be part of members helping members. That's what we're here to do. So.
And the important thing, Jason, particularly, is you can join as an individual member, if that's and the nice thing about that is then you become part of the Connecticut region, which is very close, and you guys have the advantage of proximity. Connecticut region also does stuff with the New England region, my region. So, for example, we go to the Woo Sox game every year collectively. We've actually had picnics in Worcester. So we do use our proximity, and we do support each other very, very much. So, so if you want more information on that, so you're part of the greater hall, which is really what an individual membership is. One of our Benny and I have been talking about this for a long time. One of our objectives is to get more individual members into organizations. So feel just as welcome as a club, even just if not more so. So so at this point, I'm going to open it up. I'll open it up to you. You have the leadership of the organization right now. You got all the heavy hitters here. You have the incoming president, you have the executive director, you have the a lot of members of what we call the executive committee. So, ask away, or you guys, maybe you want to ask them some questions. Bruce Tomar, welcome. Jason. Bruce is going to be the man very soon at our convention. So, any questions for any other thing you guys were curious about?
Did you guys, I don't know if I'm on mute. No, I'm not. Okay. Did you guys have or go over the agenda? I mean, Mitch, gosh, is it Ross?
Mitch Ross, convention.
Yeah, he's one of our,
agenda?
he's my guy too. He's the men's club. He's the guy for you guys, I think, in terms of the agenda and stuff. Has it been finalized yet?
I can answer that. Yes, Howard did. Mitch Ross is our programming chair. Him and his committee are putting together the entire programming, the schedule for the convention. If you go to convention.fjmc.org and you click on Chicago, it's called convention.fjmc.org, and you scroll down the page, you will see a high level schedule.
Okay.
It's not 100% complete yet, but you see it with the timings and all that kind of stuff. In about 3 weeks, just before Passover, maybe 2 weeks, we use an app called Whova.
Yeah, I've already downloaded it. Looked pretty cool.
Correct. And it goes live 90 days. That's their the app doesn't let us go live before 90 days. So 90 days will be early April. Once that's published, then we will start putting more and more details there, including a really detailed level of the convention schedule.
Cool.
So you'll be able to see what's going on. The convention is sort of like a cruise ship. You got to have to choose because you can't do it all. Okay.
But I can't handle the buffet lines.
Yeah, right. The boat doesn't rock as much, but we we do have a lot of activities that are concurrent, and you have, especially on Saturday after Shabbat services, we call it the Joel S. Geffen Institute, where we have 12 to 14 different sessions concurrently happening.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you have someone else from your club, you divide and conquer. You don't go to the same thing, and you can learn more. But the high level programming, Mitch can give you a lot more details. Are you in the same school as Mitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So he
both
can
on the
give you
board.
a bunch more details.
Yeah.
But and I have your email because you registered, and I'll send you a document as well that has the a breakdown of kind of what's happening on which day. And again, if you have questions, then you'll have my email, my phone number. Just call me, and we'll talk.
So
yeah. The only other question I would have is what as a incoming president, what are like the top 3 programs you would recommend that I would benefit from the most? And I know that's kind of selfish, so I apologize to the rest of the guys on the call.
No, there's no bad questions, nothing selfish. Probably the best thing you can do is meet other men in your situation, regardless of where they are, whether in the Western region, whether in Ohio, whether in Florida, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have other first timers there and other men's incoming men's club presidents, and each club faces unique issues, but a lot of you guys have common issues, as Doug said earlier about this 311 thing that's coming in, right? So you'll meet these men who are in the same situation as you are, and you'll bond with them, and you'll be able to call each other and talk to each other, and bounce ideas off each other. That's probably the best thing that you can do, is meet as many people as you can and diversify who you're meeting, not just guys from the western part of the United States, if you will, the western region. The second thing is the Geffen workshops I mentioned a moment ago in Shabbat. Some of those will have some club leadership skills like succession planning or things like that you may want to talk about as well. And then take advantage of the 311 that Doug mentioned, as far as the consultants that come in and can help you out. But making these personal connections, learning that, and no one has all the answers, and each one of us, from the person that's new like you to the incoming international presidents, we all started in the same place you are. We're all this. No one here is anything fancy, right? They may be in our professional lives, we may be doctor this or lawyer that, but here we're not. We're Doug, we're Bob, we're John, we're Peter, we're Rick. It doesn't matter. So you'll build those friendships, you'll build those relationships with those other guys. Purposely sit with people you don't know. Purposely join conversations of people you may not have not met yet. And if you don't walk out of the convention with some lifelong friends, then you didn't take advantage of what's there to offer. So And Mitch is fantastic, and
He's awesome.
Mr. Matlick, well, they will show you around, they'll guide you, but just jump in there, jump in the pool, and jump in the deep end and go
Yeah,
for it.
we're all here to walk with you.
That's right.
Thank you, appreciate it.
If you guys, also the four of you, could take down Lester and my email, we would really appreciate it, and send us your contact. And I think we can help. It's great to see that Jason, you already signed up as an individual member. It's great to see all four of you guys. Great to see you coming already to convention. Addis, I used to live in Potomac, so I'm very familiar with your club. And we would love to get the South, North the Carolinas. We have a couple of clubs we're working with down there, and really start working in that area of the country as well. Because in the beginning of this, somebody asked how many states we're in. And as I said, where we're strong, we're really strong. We are. Northeast, not a problem. But there's so many parts of the country where we know there's Jews. There's Jews everywhere, but we know we have Jewish communities where we're not, and we should be. And that's really one of the things that Lester and I have been working on, trying to grow not just individual and clubs, but parts of the country where we're not represented. So we thank everyone. We thank those of you from FJMC that have, just so you four guys appreciate, we just had a virtual executive committee meeting from 8 to 9 Eastern, and now we're doing this. So there's a lot of dedication in this organization. It's a big organization. It really is. There are, close to 2,000 members. It's a big place, and you can take advantage of whatever you want to take advantage of. And you feel really good at the end of the day.
It's
you give a
Danny,
lot.
it's 13,000 members, not 2,000.
What I said? Oh, I'm tired.
Wow.
200 clubs. I think it was something in there.
Yeah, you guys are late on the East Coast.
200, close to 200
Yeah.
clubs, and like Alan said, over 12,000, 13,000 members. That's a lot of people. So
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yes, sir.
Jerry.
I just want to mention that we talk a lot North American, but we are international, and
I
we
love
have,
it.
and when Jason talks more of an individual membership mindset, I have to mention that as we go international here, we have contacts now in Australia, Mexico, Israel, Kenya, Uganda, France, Spain, Argentina, the JCC Budapest, and we're connecting them with ourselves to make, they aren't going to make convention, I don't think, right, from Australia and some of these places, but we are generating engagement with folks around the world. And I just want to mention to you guys, these are likely not clubs around the world, but these are more groups of individuals that will be, engaging and joining with us over time. So I just want to mention it's more than North America.
Absolutely. And growing.
We're going to have our next convention in Australia, I think. What do you think?
Got me.
And Jerry's been doing a great job. So like I said, there's Jews everywhere in North America. There's Jews everywhere throughout the world. And how cool is it when we bond and we all have that commonality, especially in these times? I think that's what it really is all about. You read so much crap nowadays, anti-Semitism and the campuses and this and that, and then you come together and we're just Jews, we're just Jewish men, and we're all here for the same reason. We just want to bond together and be together and learn. It's a wonderful organization. We hope you considered continuing to be with us and affiliating officially. Thank you for your time. Stay in touch. Please take Lester and I an email. We would love to
Please reach out to us. Yeah. There's so much more we can tell you about the organization, because we learned a lot tonight, but there's just so much more, and it would take hours and hours. So we're here to help you out and support in any way we can, and hopefully and welcome you to our family, because it really is a family of great guys all over. So.
All right, everyone. Have a good
All
day.
right.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Shalom.
guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being on.
And have a good
Thanks
Passover.
for staying on.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Welcome.
You too.
Happy Pesach.